Hey guys, Marshall here with another episode of Plausibly Anything. And it's a great day to hang out for a little bit. Uh, my dad's working in the background with his backhoe, moving some logs, had to get some trees cut down. And so I feel like he needs some action too, He needs to be a part of this. So he's working. He has no idea he's being recorded, or else he'd probably be like angry about it or something. Uh, but I'm reflecting today on the week, on a lot of emotions, things like that. It's spring. It's springtime here. The birds are chirping. The birds. I don't know. They might be getting a little territorial right here. But uh, what I want to cover today is my reflection on how I'm feeling and the ways I want to go about uh, smoothing them over and really understanding, and reassuring them going in the right direction. Because a lot of times we end up getting, you know, in our head about our progress. Everyone does that at times. And this week I have because I've been taking singing lessons for a while now, and I sort of find that I'm not getting where I want to be as quickly as I would like to, which is literally what everyone deals with, this thing where they want this outcome, they want it quick. It's very common. They want to see the results, and I've seen the results, and then I've sort of plateaued a little bit. And so oftentimes we look for some validation from our honestly, my teacher validates me. He says you're working hard, which is really great. It's healthy validation. But if he's not there, I need to be able to reassure myself that I am crossing the T's, dotting the I's, and I'm going in the right direction. So this can be very difficult for people, and oftentimes I find myself needing this reassurance. And so this reassurance sometimes is like in a video. Like I'll watch a video on Alan Watts, and I get this little hint of like reassurance from him on how to think better. And so what I really need to do is like, I need to be that way for myself. I need to be able to, when the time comes, I need to be able to self-validate. I need to be able to find that correct way of thinking, so that I don't need something outside of myself to sort of smooth things over. And I even, like, I meditated a little bit today, and I honestly think that doing your own meditation is actually probably better than even doing a meditation that is a guided meditation from someone else. So like, think in your own mind. If you're sitting around, which I was sitting around for a little bit, all of a sudden I was bombarded with some ideas from the past, things that just don't serve me in a way. And instead of going through the analysis of or letting that stuff run my mind, this analysis of past events and what could have happened. And then, geez, man, I've been having trouble with this thing. Hold on 1 second here. It should be able to resolve itself quickly, or not. Okay, so the analysis of past events, what could have happened, I started thinking, this is ridiculous. I grabbed my guitar and I made up a dumb song about the past events. I started strumming, and then literally it was so funny how, like, just like 20 seconds went by and my mood completely changed. And then honestly, from like your like mood is in a way like a conductor to lower vibrations or higher vibrations in a way, and how you feel. So all of a sudden I I flipped the switch, and then all of a sudden those ideas actually were gone. Those ideas were gone because I had put myself in a better mood, and so I wasn't resonating with those thoughts even in my mind. So it was a really powerful thing, and it was like my own way of meditating in that specific moment of my day, um, which was really cool, and fun. And in a way, a lot of times our mind is guiding us, uh, and it's almost like you're tough on yourself, and your mind is tough on you in a way. So you have to you have to be the one that lightens the mood basically for your mind, because you can't look outside of yourself for something else to lighten the mood. You can't. I mean, you can do that, but a lot of times you'll find yourself without that outlet, and you'll suffer in a way. So generating this way of amusing yourself, feeling better, um, really making those thoughts that are actually kind of silly at times, really making them a little bit sillier and having fun with it. And so that was how I kind of got out of a little bit of overthinking. And it was happening over the last couple of days. I think I was overthinking. I was wondering why the heck is it. A lot of times I think I was distracting myself from really reflecting and really kind of going at the issue. And I think a lot of the issue actually also was that I didn't feel like I was doing enough in my day, in the hours that I had. And that is a big part of this reflection today, is that, improving the way I see maybe improving my productivity. And if I improve my productivity, I must also be present enough where these distractions aren't there also. So this is like a full circle thing. Remove the distractions in my mind, so that I can be more present to be more productive. And so that's where the importance of meditation come in. I think even like 30 minutes or 15 minutes in the start of your day can really help you, throughout your day. Once you can get into a good mood, uh, you actually will stop resonating with all those thoughts that are kind of negative actually in your own mind. And then all of a sudden the positive thoughts come into your mind, and you don't have to circumnavigate those because you want those thoughts in your mind. So that's really, crucial, really crucial. I got some notes here on my reflection. Um, and I was wrestling with the desire to have importance or significance. Wrestling with the desire to be, a good singer, possibly have some things come to me in the near future versus in like down the line. It's like, I really wish I could sing better so that I could, move this process along and be able to, shock people or something like that. Get some sort of external validation. And that's where we have to come back to just, stay grounded and really focus on our own healthy validation that we can give to ourselves. Remind yourself that you're in the process, and that's all you really need to do right now, is be process oriented. See if you can execute the process as well as you can. Um, and then this other note, find a way to self-validate more regularly, reflecting on my execution. Uh, I'm stressed when I was stressing over my vocals and my results. Uh, that is almost like an effort to control things, and so my experience with these singing lessons is like, this is like a philosophy of life. And these singing lessons, it's like a lot of times I'm trying sometimes to project and control things, and all of a sudden I'm operating from a a more effortful place than what should be effortless. If I can focus on like having my air lower in my body, in my diaphragm, and getting my voice from the lower area of my esophagus or throat versus the top of my mouth, then I get a better, fuller sound. And as far as I know, I'm going in the right direction. I trust my teacher, my instructor, that he's kind of helping me improve uh, and kind of like reteach myself a better way to sing. I have not had any instruction throughout my life, and I've been singing probably from the mouth, and now it needs to come in like an internal way. I'm not going to flex right now on my singing ability because I just don't really feel comfortable about it right now. That I could just boom, like spit out some great sound, but but I'm working on it. And honestly, when I'm working on this tough aspect of singing, I sound horrible when I continue trying to work on this thing. And it's like it's like an ego thing. It's like an ego thing. It's like I'm trying to learn how to sing, but the way I'm practicing makes my voice sound horrible. I'm like doing these deep ho 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 ho, trying to get the air from lower, and like do these different exercises where and then I even like when we sing a song at the end of my lesson, he wants me to stop thinking about the lyrics so much, think about the airflow, think about where it's coming from. And really, when I think about all those things, it doesn't sound good. And what I really want is that outcome, the sound and goodness. And as we went through this journey, I trust my instructor. I've gotten a way better sound throughout this. And so I had to remind myself that I'm not getting that best sound now because I'm practicing the area that it comes from, and to focus on that process versus the outcome, and focus on not getting that significant sound, that beautiful sound that I want, that it'll come to me. And so this is it's like it's truly a philosophy of life, that the more I would want to, control things, the more I want to get that outcome, I think possibly the more further I'll come from getting the outcome. If I look past these lessons, not only is my instructor going to be probably frustrated with me, which he never really does, because he knows I try, and I think he also knows that he doesn't want, he doesn't want to be that voice in my head that's like, you need to push yourself more, because he knows that I'm pushing myself enough, and I'm pretty sure I'm pushing myself enough too in this sort of turtle race of learning and things like that. And so, I'm just, it's great to be out here. The weather's great, and just be able to reflect and kind of teach myself that, and reinforce to myself that I'm on the right track, which can be difficult to do at times, and especially difficult if you live a busy life and you don't get opportunity to really reassure yourself. You will get a lot of validation that may not be good from the workplace. You may not get good validation at all, and you might even absorb a lot of that pain, and even talk to yourself in the same way that people talk to you, which could push you in a really dark direction. Because, and then also I want to talk about, the distractions throughout the day. Of course, I got a spider web. I'm in between these two trees, and I'm probably going to get attacked by a spider. Story of my life. But so these distractions, they can take up your bandwidth, your mental ability to complete tasks in a timely manner. So, and even like, so there's all kinds of different distractions, oftentimes you try to get some release. To me, sometimes I turn on the Xbox, get myself out of whatever it is I was doing, and that takes up a lot of bandwidth. There's a really kind of a crazy experience for a few hours of your day, in that video game, whatever it may be. I actually haven't really been playing too much video games lately, but I used to do that more, and it was counterintuitive. It was taking up a lot of my bandwidth. So understand what distractions can take up a lot of your bandwidth. TikTok, crazy videos. I mean, the videos can be so awesome, sometimes motivating, but also very distracting. A lot of chaotic things. They can take up your bandwidth, emotional bandwidth, and things like that. So you just need to be, understand what's going on, what's taking you away from the things that you want to get done. And I over the last year, I've been time bubbling. It's something that I think Elon Musk does, and it's something I try to do also. I kind of, I have a notebook, and I can kind of easily break up some sections of my day where I can do singing practice. I can do other things, record a video, things like that I think really help fulfill my day. So I'm, encourages me to stay on my path. And I have a list of a few things that would be a great day. And so, I don't think everybody will be able to check off a lot of the things that they'd like to get done in a day that really helps them, fulfill their creative needs and fulfill their, maybe even monetary needs, things like that. So I have a few things. For me, it's checking charts for my monetary needs. I need to check them, make sure that I understand what's going on in the market. That can take up, an hour to even 2 hours in the morning. Sometimes chart analysis, things like that. Understanding what's going on in the marketing world, or in the world of the market in general. Meditation. If you can cross that off your list, 15, maybe 20 minutes, honestly, could be, if you did 20 minutes a day of meditation, that'd be great. 30 minutes a day of exercise. There's been studies, 30 minutes of exercise a day tremendously can help the longevity of your life. Cardio, they would say intense cardio for 30 minutes. And even like if you work out with weights, pushing yourself to failure in the weight room over 30 minutes can actually be enough of a workout as often other people do for an hour. They do a lot of walking around, doing stuff like that, and it's not quite as intense. But there's some other things for me. It's 20 to 30 minutes of singing practice, singing warm-ups and practice. In the beginning of my day can actually really help me feel like I am fulfilling my obligation to do that. I've been sprinkling in some different things, like goofy things like I did today with the guitar. I was a little in my head about some things. I started playing the guitar, made up a song. The song was really dumb, but it was just funny to me, and it was fulfilling to me because I had not done anything creative that day yet, really. So that, just filling that creativity hole just for like literally 2 minutes, was able to sort of push me in the right direction. Right here, this video, this is what you call like free-flowing venting, free associated conversation with a few notes. Is great for your creativity. It's great for your self-expression. um, will really help you feel like you've accomplished something even in your day. Even though this is probably going to be like a 20 to 30 minute video, all these little 20 to 30 minute areas of your day, if you have enough time, if you can get those done, will really help you feel like you're fulfilling what you need to do to feel like it's a productive day. Really help you sleep at night, and all these things will really help you get out of your head and focus on your creativity, focus on creating. Um, spending 20 minutes to 30 minutes before you go to sleep reflecting, really positive. Get sunlight. Really healthy to get sunlight in the beginning of the day. Start your circadian rhythm. I did that today, and I'm out here again in the sun. Well, not quite the sun, but half of me is. Um, journalizing, making sure that you're kind of time blocking, getting this stuff all situated is going to be really. It's going to be encouraging to be able to see what you've done in that day. If you can create this kind of checklist of the things that you want to do in 20, 30-minute intervals or areas of your day, and you check those things off, that's very encouraging when you get these things done. And I just kind of had a rough, there's about 10 things on my list. I made them right before I came out here. Um, Play the guitar, 20 to 30 minutes. Even less than that can even help you. Sometimes I just I pick up my guitar, I play a song really quick for a minute or two, and I put it back down. And I do something else. And so it's almost like it's almost a distraction, but it's a healthy distraction because I'm doing something that I want to be good at, and I don't want to lose that ability. Um, Freestyle rap. I am horrible at rapping, and I love this idea of the free associative creativity of being able to just spit some random stuff out. A lot of times I write these things down, like these little lyrics, and they're usually not serious at all. They're actually kind of comedy raps in a way. And so I like to write a little comedy rap and just like 10 minutes out of my day or 15 minutes. And then maybe even if I can upload a comedy rap to like a TikTok page or something like that. Create something rather than scroll. So obviously these are a lot of things that you probably wouldn't be able to get done in a day. But if I could get all those things done in a day, that just it's just gonna make me feel so much better about myself. And then usually, if you can get a lot of these stuff done, you'll still have a lot of time left in your day. And there's some days I don't get enough done at all. There's other days that I will get all this checklist done. I'll feel really great about myself. And then the next day I may not do that. But I think a lot of the time that's because I'm not checking off the list. I'm not going through the time blocks of my day as appropriate. I get off the track. And so that's what the importance of the journalization and the reflecting. Are you getting the stuff done? Don't dwell on it if you aren't. Understand you're in the process. If you have a day, if you have a lot of time, if you have to do a lot of work during the day, that's not exactly on your time. That's completely understandable. And just try to do what you can at the end of the day or beginning of the day, whatever you have the time. Your me time. Make sure that your me time isn't spent distracting yourself. When it could be really helping you go into the right direction and create things. So a lot of this is about the creative side of things, and those are the things that I enjoy the most, really. Um, I would like to push myself even more creatively, and even do some things that scare me in a way, in a creative way. Get out there, do the things that scare me, to really help me grow. So so that I can look back and I can see these things, and it's reaffirming, re-encouraging my experiences are spent going in the right direction, because all we have really in this life is experiences, relationships with people, experiences. Make sure you're present enough to do both of those things, experience things to the fullest, and have healthy relationships with people to the fullest. And that's what we're trying to do on this channel. um, we're trying to be great beers and great doers. So that's how I'm gonna end it. Great beers and great doers. It's a simple way of thinking. Um, if someone asks you what you're doing, or if you ask yourself what you're doing, honestly, if you have to, you oftentimes will get into the cycle of where you're, I'm doing I'm doing something on a journey of something that's outside of yourself. I'm being something that is something, I'm chasing something that's way down the line, than rather than just feeling that you're just being, you're just doing it, you're just being that something right now, that is not some sort of hopeful, wishful thinking. You're doing it. My content creation may not be that amazing, but I'm doing it. This the simplification. It's almost, we have all these labels, titles, things like that. I just do it, man. I don't have some label for myself, really. Obviously, come up with some label. A lot of people find a label or a career name or something like that. I'd rather just spend every day of my life doing all sorts of things the best I can do. And if those things hopefully will go along with my beliefs, and I can be my beliefs and always stay on that track. I'm a beer of my beliefs. So, um, I think that this was really healthy for me, because I think I had a lot of um, energy. I had a lot of energy over the last few days, almost hyper energy, and almost triggering some hyper thought processes, for me, that weren't it wasn't I wasn't getting. Even though it was exercise, I've been exercising pretty well recently. I was getting a lot of sleep, and almost was kind of making me a little bit hyperactive in my brain. Um, but yeah, I'm getting really great sleep right now, and so I can't really complain about that. But this self-expression right now, to get all these thoughts out here, a lot of words out in a 30-minute time period, I think is going to really help me calm my mind, calm the hyperactivity of my brain. Um, and I recommend that to you also. Maybe whatever, you don't have to upload recordings. Maybe you just do some voice recordings, which I do a lot. You don't have to record yourself on video. Do some voice recordings, get some thoughts out, remind yourself of the things that you're trying to do and the things that work for yourself, and take those steps in the right direction. um, Thank you guys. If you made this far, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm Marshall. The channel is Plausibly Anything, and if you want to check out more videos like this, you can check out the playlist that I have. Is Mentoring 365, where just a simple guy like me is trying to do mentorship to people on YouTube, Once again, thank you so much for watching. I'm out. I'll see you guys next time.